How do you grow or continue to grow when there's two different levels of consciousness, two different perspectives under the same roof? Welcome back to Sip and Mingle with Antawaii Fulton. And today we're sipping on that alkaline. So I want to give a story about a guy named Chris, right? And you know, Chris started off from a single parent home where it wasn't a lot of support. He didn't have a lot of friends. He didn't really finish school. But then he always had that mentality and that spirit to create, a go-getter, a hustler, right? He was always a big lover, but for some reason, he never received it back as he gave it, okay? So as he got older, he got married. It started to play out again through his marriage. Not as much support, not as much love given. And it caused Chris to start to do things that he'd never done before, meaning hang out in clubs, smoke marijuana, drink alcohol, hang out with egotistical people or self-centered people. And that was kind of like the total opposite of who Chris was. So Chris' wife started to read books, right? Look at motivational videos when she's at work, when she's home, whenever she's cleaning up the house. And as she did these things, she started to see the damage or the dark path that Chris was on. And she started to talk to him about it, right? Because it wasn't what Chris was saying. It wasn't even as much as what he was doing. It was the energy that he was protruding. Okay? Now, as she started to talk to Chris, and Chris started to take heed of what she was saying. So he started to read books. He started to listen to these videos. He started to, instead of watching Love and Hip Hop, he would listen to or read the 5 Love Languages or Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or, you know, different spiritual books that started to help nourish and grow Chris' inner garden. And as these things started to happen, those friends that he used to hang out with that was causing him to live more in his lower nature than his higher nature, he started to hang out with them less until it came to a point where he ended up cutting it off. He started to not go to the club no more. He started to only want to hang out in places that brought him peace. Things that brought him clarity. He started to visualize again. He started to become a visionary once more. And they lived happily ever after. So I tell this story to say that cultivating the relationships that you choose to be in is so important, family. And see, scripture would say we are made in the image of the Most High. And that means to be a giver. And whenever you got two people in a boat, in a ship, in a relationship that are constantly giving each other without looking for nothing in return, you get what you call harmony. You get what you call heaven on earth. And see, anytime that this is unbalanced, where you got one that is growing when it comes down to self-development, when it comes down to spiritual awareness, when it comes down to emotional intelligence, whenever you got only one person in that ship doing that, that ship will start to sink. Even with the one that is doing the work in it, it will start to sink because it is unbalanced. And it could look as if, you know, the male or the female is starting to do something that is not just traumatizing or harsh or not well for himself, but it will be for the other person as well. And because anything or anyone that you hang around, it is constantly affecting you whether you know it or not. That's why they say, if you hang around 4 billionaires, you will be the 5th one. You show me your friends and I'll show you you. So, family, be cultivators in any circle that you're in right now. Be that being that is bringing something to the table to help awaken or enlighten the other people in that circle. Even if it's just a conversation. Let your conversations be intentional. Let them be in a way that is elevating you guys to a point people want to get around you because your conversations are different. It has nourishment in it. It has something that you can take back from the table whenever y'all do get together, okay? And if you know somebody today, family, that is looking for guidance, is looking for someone that they can speak with when it comes down to these keys, because these are keys to life, family, when it comes down to spiritual growth, emotional intelligence, and self-awareness, which is really all the same. It's all the same. And it's part of the light body. And we all need this, family. And a lot of times, yes, you can do it by yourself. But if you need guidance, that path can be much more easier. Okay? So, that's the episode today of Sip and Mingle with Antawaii Fulton. And if you'd like to book a session with me, free 30-minute session, y'all go to the website, www.createtheflownp.com. And if you would like any help when it comes down to business startup, spiritual, guidance for a higher awareness, definitely tap in. There should be a link below of this video. Definitely like, share, subscribe, and until the next episode, family. One love.